today. Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. 40 degrees out there, at least here at the studios of The Source, WOCA, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary. Galen Unold is on the phone. I didn't speak to him off the air because everything I want to say to him has to be on the air. I want to hear... Where are you, Robin? I want to hear how his day went yesterday. He served on a jury, and something I've never done. I've answered the call for jury duty one time. I think I was actually only called once. No, I was called twice. But the first time I made a phone call the night before, and they said, never mind, we don't need you. And
Me too.
You had that same experience?
Yeah, I was called once, and then they said,
so Galen has served on a jury now. Good morning, Galen. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are you?
I want to hear all about this.
I was on a jury. So I got a call probably, 5 minutes after I got off the phone with you guys, and the case was dismissed.
Oh, you didn't get to do it?
So I did not serve on a jury.
Oh, no.
Wow, what a disappointment.
Oh, no. The case was dismissed. Well, that was good news for the guy, whoever it was.
I don't know exactly what that means. That's just what they told me. And it was pretty funny because the person who called said, "Wow, you really sound disappointed." I'm like, "Well,
you said I do a radio. I do a radio show."
I didn't say that. I was like, "Oh, I was committed."
It was going to be my bit. It was going to be my whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I got nothing for you today, Larry. Then.
Wow.
Gosh.
So we have nothing for you either because we were depending on this.
Well, how much anxiety did you have yesterday, though, before you went? Did you have anxiety? Were you nervous or?
No, it really wasn't. I mean, I and people have asked me, I'm like, "Aren't you worried?" I'm like, "Why?" All I have to do is sit there and listen. I mean, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my life in the balance. Whether he was guilty or innocent, I still go home. And, I didn't. It didn't mean I knew there was a responsibility there, but I wasn't worried about it. So.
Well,
it's not like you can fail.
Do you know that if the guy was on the stand and you were in the jury and the guy was asked exactly give us one good reason why we shouldn't put you in jail, right? Mm-hmm. And he would say, "Because I am a blood donor. And you can't donate blood if you've been in jail." Then Galen would have said, "Oh, he's innocent.
Right.
He's not guilty."
That's right. Well, then I would ask him what his blood type was, and it would really sway my vote. But again, I really looked at this. I'm like, well, you know what? He's innocent, and then the prosecutor has to prove that he's guilty.
That is how you're supposed to look at it. That's right.
There you go. I mean, done.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't. I was the first thing I thought about is, well, what are we going to talk about tomorrow? But,
now, do now do they have that same criminal philosophy in France? Because when they catch these two guys, do you think we should just consider them innocent until proven guilty?
And I'm gonna compare it to this because I think there's a lot of similarities to what happened in the Boston Marathon bomber, right?
Right.
One of the
thought the same thing.
Killed, and then the other one is he's admitted that he's guilty, but we're still spending millions of dollars on this trial.
Right.
If they want to die, by God, let's kill them. Right?
Yes.
Then let's just save us all a lot of time, pain, and heartache. Because yes, in our mind we'd love to have that suffering. Mm-hmm. I saw a movie one time where this guy there was a Muslim that he was trying to kill that was bad, and he threw him a football, and he goes, "What's this?" He goes, "It's a pigskin," and then shot him. Maybe that's a good idea, because now they're defiled.
Oh, no.
It's
I like it.
It's pretty good, actually. But again, it doesn't. Having a court come through this and reliving it, and for the victims and the families of the victims, it just there's no real good that comes out of it.
I guess you're making a really good point. There's
no doubt they did it. At this point in time, they've pretty much admitted it because they want to be a martyr. So now they've kidnapped someone. And let's be honest, this is France. France has a history of doing things and trading hostages and prisoners and paying ransoms. So the last thing we want is for these two guys.
Do they still use the guillotine over
go
there?
to jail and then get to for their royals. But the worst thing to do is for us to catch them, put them in jail, and then for the French to release them in exchange for somebody else.
Oh,
So that
can you
they
imagine?
go back to wherever they're from, and they're heroes. That's
I
the
hope.
worst case scenario.
I sure hope that. I can't imagine the French people would stand for that. How
But
would?
it happens all the time.
Yeah, but this
we traded for a guy who deserted the United States Army.
I know, but in this case, these people are obviously very outraged and very much wanting these guys captured.
We were outraged by these people who were killing the United States soldiers, and we released them in a trade.
We were, but France wasn't.
Yeah, but France is more likely to do a trade than anybody.
And now there's a shooting at a grocery store. It said us on here.
Yeah, it's not going to go away.
Where are you?
I think this is a really big problem.
Where are you right now?
I'm sitting in the parking lot of my where I work.
Oh, and you're cold, right?
No, it's not. I'm inside the car, so it's not that bad.
Too bad. I need to mention that we didn't talk about blood at all and anything. Let me give the sponsors. Penn Flooring is sponsoring this segment because we are going to tell you about donating blood. It's an important part of this conversation. Go see the flooring at Penn Flooring. Ask them about what kind of options you have. Mm-hmm. They've been doing this for more than a quarter century. They have a spacious, beautiful showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street. Go to Penn Flooring and thank them for sponsoring the Blood Report with Galen Unold from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. And also thank the folks at the EAA Ocala Air Show. You'll be able to do that next week when the air show is going on. It runs from the, from the 16th through the 18th.
Yep, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And EAA stands for Experimental Aircraft Association. So the EAA Air Show, Chapter 812, I guess, is who's doing that. And they are also who's sponsoring the segment with Galen today. And in fact, they're coming on later on.
Yep, 10:35.
So
tell them I want an airplane in the parade.
This will happen this coming Christmas season.
Yeah.
Next, whatever you call it.
Yep.
Next.
You'll have a plane.
I need a plane.
That's kind of funny. That would be cool.
I think so.
I predict WOCA will be in the parade next year.
Yeah.
I predict I'll be sitting in the LifeSouth building looking out the window.
That's right.
Watching Joe and Dan on that airplane.
Yep.
Floating by. I don't know if Galen will be with them or not.
He probably will. Yeah, Galen will be there.
I've already been. It's already been stated that I can drive.
Oh, you'll be in it? Okay. All right. So you'll be.
That's a done deal.
Nice.
But anyway, so how is the blood supply right now? And then we'll get back to our chat.
We need it. We need, again, need O negative, need platelet donors. And right now we could use all type O, really, because we need some O pos too. So, but if you don't know your blood type, that's all right. We'll tell you. Come on to the Blood Mobile. We got a couple of locations today. And please, just get the one donation will save 3 lives.
Thank you. That was my... that was the cool part about the very first time I ever donated blood was learning my blood type. I never knew what it was. Mm-hmm. I learned that it was...
we have this argument internally all the time. Like, people know their blood type. No, they don't. There's no valid reason to know your blood type.
I didn't know mine.
Unless you're a blood donor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a blood donor, there's a reason for it. But it's like, well, what happens if you get in an accident? Nobody's going to trust you that you know your blood type. They're going to retest it anyway. So yeah.
By the way, we had an author, and I'm not saying that I agree with him. You got some wind or something on your mic.
Yeah, I just stepped outside. That was a bad idea. I forgot how windy it was.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, anyway, we had an author one time who wrote a book, and it was very knowledgeable and very studied. But I'm just telling you that this was somebody else's conclusion, not mine. But his conclusion was that your blood type actually is an indicator of what your diet should be. Remember that guy?
Yeah,
yes, I do.
That's a popular question we get on the phone all the time. There's no actually imperial data that has any validity whatsoever.
Well, this guy would have disagreed with you, but I'm not here to disagree with you.
He wrote the book and wanted to sell the book.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that if you happen to believe that or agree with that or at least are curious about that, you can't use the information in his book unless you know your blood type.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's what I was trying to get at.
People, it's a pretty large percentage of the population does not know.
So let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation about nothing with Galen Unold. It's like Seinfeld. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun and breezy with a brief shower in spots. Highs will range from the low 50s in the northernmost part of the zone to the mid-60s in the south. And partly cloudy tonight with a low in the upper 30s across the northern interior part of the zone to the mid-50s along the south coast. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sun. There may be a shower in spots along the coast. Highs ranging from near 60 in the north to the low 70s in the south. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA. 16 minutes after 8 o'clock, Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. His important message is to donate blood. When you do, you save 3 lives. It's a very easy process, and your commitment is once every 8 weeks, unless, of course, you are donating platelets, which you can do every 2 weeks. And there's a lot of good reasons to donate blood for yourself, a lot of selfish reasons. You get to learn your some immediate information about your cholesterol, your blood pressure, etc.
Right.
Plus, you can eat a hamburger because you just burned about 300 calories by something.
Exactly.
Anyway, so Galen, the thing in France right now, the magazine's name looks like Charlie Hebdo, right? And it's
right.
You saw that, and it's pronounced. I didn't look. I did try to look it up, but I couldn't find anything that was conclusive. And then I went to a French newscast online, and I heard them saying it. Charlie Hebdo is how they pronounce it.
All right.
Charlie Hebdo. So the way I understand Charlie Hebdo, it's a magazine that is a satirical magazine, and the reason that these guys supposedly killed the 12 people there was that they were making fun of Muhammad.
Right.
There was a story in the news this morning, and I think it happened last weekend, so it must be it's old news to somebody, but it's news to me. There was a stand-up comedian, and I guess he was emceeing the open mic night earlier in the week, and there's a comic who calls himself the Antichrist, the comic, right? So he was given a chance to do his comedy on stage, and he was very offensive to Christians. I mean, extremely offensive to Christians. And nobody was laughing. Everybody was uncomfortable. And the guy who was in charge, he said, look, you can't come back on the stage. You can be in the audience, but you can't come back on stage. We have a prerequisite here, and that you have to be funny. We don't mind we don't mind offensive, but you have to be funny. So he tells him he can't come back on the stage. So the guy who told him that is himself a stand-up comic, but he happens to host open mic night as well. Okay, so the guy's on stage, the stand-up comic who told him the Antichrist comic couldn't come up there, and the Antichrist comic in front of an audience hits the other comic in the head with a baseball bat and breaks his skull.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Did you hear this story at all?
Oh my
No,
God.
I haven't heard this.
What a nutcase.
Oh my God.
So now, and the guy's name is Avila. I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Avila. Not the bad guy, but the good guy.
Yeah.
So they go to the hospital to talk to him, and he's doing okay.
Oh, thank God. I thought he died.
But his skull is broken.
Oh.
He was not brain damaged, but his ear was badly hurt, I guess.
Oh my God.
And can you imagine? I mean,
they arrested the guy, right?
Yeah.
The Antichrist comic, and he's in jail, right?
well, I didn't see that he was in jail, but I saw.
Yeah, but they arrested him.
He was arrested, yeah.
Oh God, they should get rid of him too.
Okay, so I mean, why would you do any comedy at all that was offensive to anybody's religion? Not to say you don't have a right to do that. Not to say you should be shot and killed for doing that. But it does seem like a bad choice when you're trying to be funny. I don't know, it just does.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's going to be uncomfortable, don't you think? Galen, you're not coming through very clear. I can hear you trying. Galen? I don't know if you can hear me at all. Your phone's just not there.
No, it's not.
I don't hear you.
No, I just don't like it when people make jokes at other people's expense. Oh, Galen's gone now. He'll be calling back.
He'll be calling back.
Yeah, but some people think they're funny when they make a person the butt of their jokes, and I just don't think that's in good form when you make people the butt of your jokes. There's Galen.
Well,
he's back.
In general, that is true. I mean, once in a while, there's some humor.
But we never do. You and I never do.
It is not
on our show.
It is
we
not
never.
the way I've ever been. No, if I see something funny, maybe I won't be real funny. Maybe I'll be dorky and corny, but I wouldn't try to offend somebody.
No,
Galen, you there?
We never have jokes like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's an old rule. There's an old adage. You don't make yourself look good by making others look bad. I mean, that's just poor form. So. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The American Free Press says there are 5 hostages in this grocery store where these...
Now there are 5?
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Gosh.
Okay.
I wonder if they know if they're still alive.
Have you ever been to Paris? Galen?
Say that again?
Have you ever been to Paris?
No.
No, me
I
either.
have not really no want to go to Paris either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not something I want to do. I don't. It's not on my bucket list.
My son loved it.
I've always wanted to go there. I want to go to London. I want to go to Liverpool. I want to see where the Beatles started.
There's a lot of places I'd rather go in front of Paris. That's for sure.
Is that like where? Is there one place in the whole world? I mean, you've been around the world because of your Navy time.
Yeah, right. I'd want to go to Greece first.
Greece?
So
that looks good too.
I'd rather go to Africa than Paris.
Which part?
I'd love to go start in Johannesburg and kind of move my way up. I'd rather go to the Middle East. I'd rather go to Israel and
I'd like to see that too.
And I'd rather see that part because I don't know. Paris doesn't seem to have anything for me.
Well, France has some land on the Mediterranean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're going to go there for the Tour de France, what's the point?
Okay.
So
I don't know. It's one of those places I want to go to.
I got you.
Have you been to any of the ski resorts we were talking about?
No, I've only been to one ski resort, and that was Steamboat Springs, and I don't think you mentioned them.
Where's that?
It's in Colorado.
Oh, okay. No, we stuck to the East Coast. I was trying to give people, listeners, I guess, the ideas if you wanted to take a day trip.
Yeah, the problem is
Or a
I just
weekend.
hate cold weather.
You hate cold weather, yeah.
I do, and therefore it's like skiing. If I had the choice between skiing and staying on the beach, I'd go to the beach.
No, okay.
Let me think about that.
Yeah, you love the hot weather.
I like the beach too. Yeah.
That's what I would rather do. It's just what I would rather do.
And you get to the beach. See, this is my problem. I love the beach, but I never get there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It's right here.
It is.
Right
just
in our
an hour
own
and a half
backyard.
away. That's right.
What's the matter with me?
An hour and a half away.
Yeah, I love the beach.
But we
So
just
I
have
don't,
projects.
We have projects. We have a lot of
Yeah,
projects.
we don't go because we have
Make
projects.
time for things that are important to us, Larry.
That's true. Like doing birthday videos for people.
Yeah.
That's right. Those are great, by the way.
Did you see the one we did for Matthew Wardell?
Yeah, I sure did.
We composed a classical piece for those who didn't see it. I mean, I don't know if it's really considered classical, but we tried it. We tried our best to make it.
It's an original song, original composition. It's not anybody else's.
Yeah.
But Larry did it.
I hope he enjoyed it.
All right. Well, usually we make it to the end. I guess.
Well, but you were saying, Galen, that you did want to take your family to New York in the wintertime.
Yeah, that's in the same country, but yeah, that's way above Paris. Well, that's why I didn't bring it up. I mean, there's some places I want to take the kids to, to see Yellowstone National Park in the Grand Canyon. That's in front of Paris.
That was my father's thing, and I do agree with my dad that why see the rest of the world when you have this country right here? My father's thing was to see this country first. So
sure,
but I just have 3 places I want to see that aren't in this country, and then I'll be fine. I want to see the sequoias or the big redwoods. I want to see.
Amazing.
I've never seen San Francisco. There's so much I haven't seen.
Incredible. Yeah. When you whatever you've heard about what the redwoods look like, it's the same thing like the Grand Canyon. You're like, oh wow, wow. You can't put it into words when you see it with your own eyes.
Is that right? And like
how large they are. Yeah.
Is that right? See, now I really want to see them. That's exactly what happened with the Grand Canyon and with Niagara Falls. There's no photographs that really capture it.
No, that's exactly right. There's certain wonders of the world that it just doesn't capture it the way the way you think it should after you're sitting there and you're like, no. Doesn't do it justice. So,
do you know one of the things that I had seen in photographs that I saw in person was the Hollywood sign, and it was one of those moments where, oh wow, there's that thing, there's that famous thing. But you want to know something? Photographs do it justice.
It's a lot sexier on film,
right?
Than it is in person. I said the same thing, and the other thing is in the stars in the street. It's a lot sexier when it's on TV.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
And the Chinese theater. The Chinese theater, too. Actually, the Disney version of the Chinese...
I was shocked how small the Chinese theater was. I'm like, I walked right by and I'm like, wait, that's it?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the big thing.
It?
And in fact, the one in Disney at the Hollywood Studios actually looks better than the real one.
Oh, wow. You think so?
Yes, it really does. I agree with that.
Yeah, the outside of it. The inside is a ride. So, but the inside of the other one in Hollywood is just a movie theater. There's nothing special about it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not. There's overrated.
Well, that's what's wonderful about traveling with children, because you get to make these plans and then they get excited because you allow them to become involved with it. And then when the time comes for the trip, you're actually experiencing it with them. And pretty soon, a few years down the road, they're all grown and have families of their own. So it's really wonderful for parents that really love their children to take them on vacation.
Yeah, you're at the perfect age right now, Galen, and it slips through your fingers. So whatever you...
In March, we're going on a cruise, and we're going to go to Belize, and Belize is a place I've always wanted to go. So,
I remember you saying that when you had your son in here, and I hope he remembers my request that when you get to Belize, he sings the song, "I Belize I Can Fly."
He's going to remember.
He listened to that show a couple of times because he's like, oh, I can't, I think he shared it on his Twitter feed. It's his radio debut.
Oh, really? Really? That's kind of funny.
He might be following in yours and your dad's footsteps. You never know.
Yeah, that's right. That's what my mom said. My mom was like, that's so awesome. I was like, okay. Right.
Well, it is. I agree that it is. I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, he loved it. He loved it. He got in the car and he goes, "Did I do all right?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Hey, the best radio people are the ones who just are natural. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Don't think too much.
When it sounds like you're acting or reading a script. I mean, I read stuff all the time, but I don't.
Yeah, but we're not.
I don't hide that I'm reading it. I tell you, I'm reading it.
That's right.
All right. Well, you have a great weekend. Where's the Bloodmobile today?
Bloodmobile today, Larry, is actually at the Publix on. I'm sorry, not Publix. It's on Lowe's on 441 down at Summerfield.
Oh, okay. Toward the Villages.
All right. So go donate blood. If you can't get there, you can go on Silver Springs Boulevard, right next to the Cascades. About, what is it, 1600, 1700?
Yes, 16th Avenue and East Silver Springs Boulevard.
Donate blood over there, or in Denellen. Where would you go, Robin?
Right next door to Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie. I like the name Sweet Bay, but it's not there. All right. Well, you have a great weekend. Kind of disappointed you didn't get to have a whole lot of stories to tell.
I'm sorry.
You have to wait a year now because they can't call you again in a year.
1 year in Florida. It's like 6 or 7 years in Connecticut. Did you know that? Yeah. It's a long wait. All right, Galen. You have a great weekend. Thank you for all you do.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye, all.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.